Goblin just needs to mark that Goblin is streaming and update everything before la la la. Goblin actually probably watching on the YouTube end and then watching on the laptop, the Twitch end. Yeah, that'd be a good idea. So go both chats. Not easy. We'll see what happens. Yeah, so Goblin's just gonna go and copy this. Goblin's gonna grab these. Then, I should have posted just fine. Yep. Yeah, Goblin probably go on over to. Probably nowhere else. Well, Goblin definitely wants to play some collabs in the future with some of the others, like Bonnie, maybe Tuna Fish a bit later. And maybe Kale, like she wants to collab with Goblin. Such wonderful questions. Hello, the Wheel Bowl. Welcome. Goblin's just gonna switch on over now. Actually, let's do that. There we go. Hello. But yeah, today, Goblin will be working on Project, Edget, and just typing away some text while also chatting with chat. And is the link working, by the way? Did everyone see the link when Goblin started up stream for Iron Mouse's the immune deficiency charity link? Did that work? Goblin wants to make sure that link worked properly. Yeah, you know what? Goblin will just pin it in chat just to make sure. So Goblin is supporting this because, well, yeah, it's understandable for anyone to support, especially with what Goblin's been hearing. So do go to that link and support IML's charity situation towards the immune deficiency organization. They've already made their milestone. Actually, funny enough, they raised well over what they asked for, because they only asked for $10,000 was the goal, and now they are. Well, let's see, 800,000, 550, 540, and 45 for $154.66. Dude, this campaign has gotten insane. The Immune Deficiency Foundation, which, yeah. So it's just a surprise, like it's to this organization, the Immune Deficiency Group. Yep. Yeah, they've raised a lot already. So Goblin's still gonna support it while working on project, have it linked, etc., so people can do that. But yeah, before Goblin begins working on project, Goblin probably should go over a few things that have been happening with Goblin, so you all understand what is coming up, what Goblin's plans are with streaming, and etc. So, first of all, Goblin was busy a lot of last week, as y'all could tell, and Goblin's second D&D got cancelled because Goblin's D&D group, mainly one got sick, one got occupied with family activities, and it was only the guest player and like one other player left available. And so that session did not happen, sadly. But Goblin still plans to get sessions and stuff done. I'll just probably close this. Okay. Now, but with what happened last week, basically Goblin was in an event that happened, and Goblin got second place twice in different categories with Goblin's team. So Goblin's happy with that. That event was very important to Goblin building up a skill set to allow Goblin to create games, to create the entertainment that Goblin has done. That's why Goblin didn't do any content really that week. And Goblin will also clarify that this next coming week, so there's going to be no D&D on Saturday. Friday there's still going to be D&D. This week Goblin will try and stream Wednesday, which is today, and Thursday. And the Friday D&D stream will happen. But then Goblin will not be available until like Thursday, because Goblin's family is going on a trip that is off the grid. There will be no internet access, no none of that. So Goblin will be away for a while. And what? Goblin activated the pre-roll things to prevent ads. Why is it? It's supposed to be activated. Okay. Alright. Well, to backtrack on what Goblin said, make sure you heard. So, Goblin, had plans based. So basically, Goblin had an event thing last week. So that's why Goblin was not really able to stream other than the D&D streams. This week, Goblin will try and stream today, of course, and Thursday, because Goblin, is going to do that. There will be the Friday D&D stream still, but there will be no stream on Saturday. That's because Goblin's family is going out on a family trip, and it'll be off the grid. So that means Goblin will not be back until like Friday. So once Goblin is back on, not back on Friday. Well, Thursday. Goblin will get back on Thursday. But Goblin's D&D streams will get back to it on that coming weekend, Friday and Saturday. So basically, back-to-back weeks in between this like first week of Goblin not really being able to do content. So Goblin will be back on the 31st, Thursday, okay, and yeah. And then after that, Goblin should be able to stream just fine throughout August until the 18th, because then that's when college starts back up again for Goblin. And so with Goblin's college, Goblin's gonna not stream as much during the usual times or often, because Goblin will try and make it so Goblin focuses on getting any schoolwork done that Goblin needs to before Saturday and Friday, so Goblin can focus on that D&D to make it so the D&D streams are still fun. There's still content available for Goblin's players. So to make sure Goblin has time for that, Goblin will not be streaming as much as Goblin would probably like to. So basically, streams will be cut down a bit. That's because college and, life happens. So, yeah, but that's on August 18th when that happens, is when college starts up again for Goblin. And so with Goblin's college starting up on the August 18th, that is really the last note of interest when it comes to streaming times, etc. Yeah, basically, college starts up. Goblin's going to go on vacation soon, off the grid, next week from this coming up Saturday to Thursday. And then, Goblin believes out everything. So let's actually get to working on this project. And if anyone wants to chat, feel free to. Or if you want to just lurk, feel free to. Wait, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong document. That's the Rise of Goblins campaign setting quest. Guide to Monsters. Goblin's working on Guide to Monsters today. Like always. Hmm. But yeah, feel free to use the Iron Mouse charity link. And they've already gotten over that milestone. Go and check it every now and again just to see if it increases because dang, the Immunity Deficiency Foundation doing some good work. Yeah. Darwin Mimi, Darwin Mimi, Darwin Mimi. Oh, okay, seriously? The moment a goblin tries to work on Goblin's project, Goblin starts yawning. Why? Goblin just wants to be able to focus and type away on project. Why? Why do you do this to me, you Ratatouille? Oh wait, Remy doesn't exist here. Oh, Shane Abbott. Let's see. Let's see his skills. Dash. Push. Pull. And what would be the next skill? Yeah. It's called you want to do something fun, and then the world decides no, you are not allowed to have fun. Or your body at least starts going. Yeah. So dash, push, pull. What other skills are there that would be interesting? Oh, sheesh. Hmm. Ah. 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 What is up with Goblin's body every time Goblin tries to type away? Sheesh. Hmm. You know, yeah, Goblin will finish off the rat chef, at least before Goblin goes on tangents. Let's see here. So, last skill should be probably, yeah, jump actually, jump. Let's see. Who is 24 plus 10? 66 plus 3. Then you can 10 plus 2. Alright. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. Skills are being done. And I'll just pop your neck real quick. Hmm. Ah. Feel free to learn. Feel free to learn. Goblin sings to himself. Goblin me by me. You know what would be interesting actually to do? Huh. Yeah, that would be interesting content, but it's probably not gonna happen. Hmm. You know what? Goblin will do it on a different stat block for now. Goblin will do this. But 1d4 plus 2, 4. Claws. Goblin's gonna get many claws. Attack. Claws 2 plus 3 to hit. 2 plus 3 to hit for each. Damage. Yeah, this would actually, it actually probably would be fun. Okay, yeah. The one goblin, I don't know, the wrong one. It should be an easy correction. Alright, let's actually just do the stats and defenses for now, because Goblin is excited to do this idea that Goblin thought of. And Goblin does not want to wait around too long for that. So, let us get this done. Hmm. Hmm. Alright, so Goblin's gonna leave it at that for now and finish off later. Now, finish. But the real goal, Goblin now has decided a fun activity, or anyone else in chat, if anyone wants to participate, will on either platform. There's a simple thing Goblin would like to do. A very fun activity. Very fun indeed. Yes. Does Goblin need to spin a wheel for this actually? But there could be so many ways to go about it. So many activities. You know what? For now, Goblin's just going to do a ridiculous thing. So, for whoever chats in chat, if you are willing to, for the first while, Goblin's just going to let people do it and see what happens. But if you so wish, Goblin will go to a random page of your choice. So, like, page like 400, page 15, doesn't matter as long as there's an actual page number for it, on Goblin's Guide to Monsters here. And basically, when you choose that random page number, depending on what monsters on that list, if they are finished ones, you don't get to touch them. But if they are ones that are not finished, such like as Bigfoot, you, as one of Goblin's chatters, and Goblin may even make it a redeem later on if things go well, you get to add whatever attack, ability score, bonus, or effect you want onto that creature, and basically try and make the creature more terrifying than Goblin ever could. Basically, you get to have fun telling whatever random nonsense you want to put onto Goblin's thing. Is that if that sounds entertaining? Goblin's not sure. What's that? Yes. Alright. Yeah, Goblin actually should probably check. So let's see here. Goblin's gonna see if it popped. No, but it's not popped up. Word count. Goblin's gonna pull up the word count here, so Goblin can tell you the pages. Alright, so you choose a page from 1 to 121. If you want to do that, the real bowl. Is your call in the end. But yeah. Page 50. Alright. So Goblin will go to page 50 here. Wait, no, that's not page 50. No. So let's see if Goblin can. Okay, here, there's the pages. They're popping up now. There we go. So page 50. Ah, here we are. This should be page 50 right here. If all of them are filled up, oh. No, there's a few, so you get to. Oh, wait, you went for. Oh boy, you went for the fun, one of the fun pages. Oh. So, Tyler G here, off the menu. Dream Eye, unavailable. They are both finished. But you can technically mess with the Wellin, who has not been finished, or the Ninja Frog. Not Ninja and Frog. These are bonded creatures, by the way. So, Goblin should probably clarify to you, the real bowl, what are bonded creatures and what they do. So you can understand what you're messing with here. So, the bonded, they are a special type of creature that have like an animal-like form, but they are supernatural and very highly capable. As you can see with the Dream Eye, with all that text there of what they can do, the Dream Eye can do. But basically, with the bonded, they basically can make contracts with humanoids, or undead that are intelligent, or have souls. Basically, as long as something has a soul and is sentient, they can make a contract with the bonded. The bonded basically get stronger when they make a contract to someone and can take a humanoid form disguise, and basically are like, in a sense, contract familiars, specialized, etc. But anyone can have them. And basically, as long as you show you're a reasonable person, or you pass the trial for them, or get a special item to get a contract with them. Some people have forced contracts on the bonded. You can do that, but it's very frowned upon. But yeah, the bonded is what you are looking at here on page 50. So you can mess with Wellor or Ninja Frog. Which one are you wanting to mess with? Alright. Wellor. The Wellor. What do you want to do? Do you want to affect its stats? Do you want to decide what its bonded effect does? Do you want to give its attacks? What do you want to do? The weird glitches on the YouTube side is annoying, Goblin. Alright. Start filling it in. Sounds good. Alright, so first of all, let's see. With what Goblin's imagining this creature is, Swim, that's definitely 100% on that. Is definitely one of the more highly skilled swimmer creatures. And then, yeah, actually, challenge level, Goblin should probably decide that. So, the challenge level sticks normally, but with bonded effect. Let's see how Goblin played in before. But when bonded, challenge level goes up. Right, that's how Goblin played in before. 5 plus 4, making a challenge level 10 when bonded. Alright. Now, let's see. So smarts. Actually, with how. Yeah, that's gonna be fairly smart. Alright. Goblin really needs to hear that these bonus marking check, because Goblin doesn't do that anymore, really, for some. Yeah, so Goblin may move that later, but. Aura, yeah, that makes sense. Senses. Had senses would be like that. It's soul, it's definitely full of life. Okay, yeah, land speed, so that is 30 feet. Actually, no, it would not make sense for it to. Yeah, only 10 feet land. But, 50 feet swim. Yeah. Gains. 40 feet land speed when bonded. Yeah, actually, this thing will be terrifying when it has a bonded contract. That, oh boy. Actually, Goblin should have clarified what Goblin's imagining with this bonded. Because to clarify, these guys have animal-like forms, but they're like specialized, etc. The Wellnor is, well, I think it's obvious by the naming conventions. Can you guess what animal it's gonna be like? Like, with what's Goblin's done so far? Well, yeah, it's a whale. Of course, it's a whale. What else would Goblin would do? A whale. So a Wellnor whale. So yeah, uh, you went and chose the whale, not the owl, not the ninja frog, not the hammer one, not any of the insane stuff, not the cat. You chose the whale. But yeah. Let's see that this thing actually would have terrifying muscle strength because it's a flipping whale. But it's not going to be very agile. And that's why it's still going to be pretty terrifying in that regard. Let's see here. Understanding. It is basic understanding. Presence. Oh, yeah, it definitely has a high presence. Yep. You know what? Yep. I was thinking of skills. So you scare Goblin. The Goblin likes what you think. Well known. Jump. If a well nor travels 10 feet to jump into the air out of water or when bonded effect off land, it falls down with a force for every 10 feet fallen of 2d10 damage. 10 feet, and it hits 40 foot. No. Let's make it 50 foot. 50 foot area hit that requires DC 715 AC 43 bonded effect. Actually, no, it should be higher than that. Actually, Golem's gonna make it, so it's a 33 save. Dodge save. So basically, you just made it so a whale, whenever it jumps out of water, it jumps high enough in land. For every 10 feet that whale falls, it does 2d10 damage in an area of a 50 feet effect. And the dodge save is pretty terrifying. Yes. So basically, actually, these things would be terrifying, specifically in, like, chasms, because, like, if the bonded basically has the bonded contract effect, they basically can jump and fall straight down a 100-foot chasm, which would make it so, let's see, 2d10 for every 10 feet. That means basically, 2 times 10. So 20d10 damage, which means 20 times 10. The max damage this thing can do with this ability alone is 200 hit points of damage. Yes, that sounds balanced. Goblin's insane. Let's see here. Give it a good mind defense. So like a 19. Dodge. 8 actually. Block and defense still, that's gonna be a bulky boy. Yeah, 30. And then soul defense. 16. Now Goblin needs to put in the size for this boy, but it's a huge size bonded creature. Of course it's gonna be huge. It's a whale. Oh, yes. Oh, Goblin loves when people do creativity like that. Like, oh, Goblin should explain to you how goblins... Oh, you will love it, actually. Okay. So, Goblin needs to go... So, we're going to be switching books here for a sec, because Goblin will finish off the Wailord today, but Goblin will go and show something here. That's pretty cool. So Goblin needs to go and switch what's being shown of what book. Play his testing book, because Goblin just wants to show this because it's cool. Real quick. So, here we are. Okay, so Goblin needs to search and find the Druid. Druid. Here we are, Druid. Okay, so Goblin also has changed the naming conventions of Goblin's project, because Goblin originally called this the Nature Red class, but really, since Druid is not copyrighted by D&D or anything, like the naming is just, it doesn't matter. So, first of all, what do you see that's unique? Goblin wants to see if you can try and guess of what insanity his Goblin has done with the Druid. Goblin wants to see if anyone can guess. Should Goblin have some music playing actually in the background? Well, last time Goblin did, it got Goblin's YouTube stream copyrighted, even though it's friendly for Twitch. Nah, it's alright, it's alright. It's just the main class training stuff, so it's absolutely fine. You don't have to really know basics for Goblin to explain. So, usually Druids, Goblin will clarify here, usually they don't get like the ability to transform into animals or wild shape until like level 4. Not the case with Goblin Project. Goblin has a second animal change lesser, so lesser animals, so like rats, stuff like that, at level 1. So you get very early capability to wild shape, basically. But it gets way crazier as you look at it. Because look, it go after level 2 though, it goes from 2 days for the level 3. It goes you have 3 uses of lesser wild animal change, or basically lesser wild shape. 5 times a day you get it on level 5. And then you get animal shift. So basically what Goblin did is as you leveled up, you get more and more ridiculous animal changing capabilities that it gets pretty insane. So animal change lesser. So when it comes to being able to change animals, you gain an understanding to turn into horses, mice, and any animal that can't really fight. So any non-combatant animal is what you can turn into with the animal change lesser. And basically explains how it works and functions. And then spell slots and stuff. Druids get 2 trained animals and that kind of stuff. And then animal shift is when you gain the ability to transform into an animal that's faster than normal. So you can use a swift action instead of a standard action transform into animals with animal shift. So it lets you change a lot sooner. And also you can instead choose to add a different animal's feature to gain different effects. So like if you take a horse's legs while having a bear's body, you would gain that horse's land speed while still having the strength of a bear. So, a fast. So imagine a bear with horse legs. That's what you could do with the animal shift. Oh, yeah, actually, in theory, yes, because whales, as soon as you're able to transform to huge in size, because Goblin believes they can't turn into a huge animal yet with lesser change. So, like, let's Goblin double check here. Is the size limit of the Goblin at a size limit or not? I think Goblin did. That's because Goblin wanted to encourage creativity. So you actually can transform into probably a whale because they're really non-combatant animal considered wise. Yeah. So that means you could, in theory, with animal shift, transform into a whale midair with hedgehog spikes. Ow! Goblin did not realize how insane Goblin's rulings were. This is why Goblin definitely wants to playtest all this and see how people would react. Because the reality is, Goblin's rulings are wacky and need some balance checking, of course, making sure everything's fair. But there's also a reality is, Goblin's whole project is insane in general, and every class has something of insanity like the Druid has here. So you think that's the most insane thing Goblin made. Goblin wants to show you then the... Which one was Goblin thinking of? The Ranger, actually, because Goblin did some fun stuff with the Ranger, and probably added a bit too much. But yeah, yeah, so shift power... With the power to shift hit for change into powerful animals, you can now use to transform the Frame Veins. You can change into dinosaurs now. So basically, you can transform the dinosaurs now. You can transform and add parts like a wolf or a bear with shift power. Animal change allows you to transform to wolves, snakes, bears. Oh wait, nope, you cannot turn into anything huge or tiny yet with animal change or less animal change. Yep. And then elemental boost. Oh, right, you get to add that to your forms. Yeah, that's... Alright. the druid can fuse two animals of theirs together. Yeah, so you get to fuse your two trained animals to one being animal. So basically, like, if one was a yeah, so basically you take the best stats from each and the hit points and stuff from each. So getting +4 to hit and with damage attacks and +2 types of the hit points. So basically take the positives of both animals and basically fuse them. You fuse your two animals together as a druid. That is weird. Greater animal change. A druid can now do whose size tiny or huge animals, dinosaurs, etc. They also gain +4 dodge, forward, and defense, and blah. Let's see, master animal change. Oh, and shift maximum. This one is, yeah. This just lets you be terrifying Frankenstein monster of nature. With shift power maximum, you can add 4 body parts of other animals in game, plus boost of 50% of the effective increase, plus 2d10 damage done by melee attacks, and 50% extra hit points added. Right. What the goblin make again? Chaos, yes. Now, if you think this sounds ridiculous because you have to look at, like, let's look at the final thing. So you get to use animal change less than 25 times a day. You get to use animal shift 17 times a day. You get to use animal change 16 times a day. Shift power 12 times a day. Elemental boost 10 times a day. Greater animal change 8 times a day. Master animal change 4 times a day. Shift maximum 3 times a day. And you get a lot of spell slots. Seven. Three. Yes. Yeah. So, right, and it's have you realized that Goblin has made us the Flash as a class, the Speeder class? You seriously think Goblins won't worry about balance if Goblin made a class all about speed? Let's go over the ranges so you can see just how the power scaling works for the classes. So you can understand just what in the world Goblin has made. Actually, let's do the Rogue, actually. That one's fun. So Death Strike, 1d8 points of damage, toolkits. Train skill use. Where is? Yep, then the next Death Strike, 2d8. Tricks, open, nowhere. Death Strike, 3d8. And then eventually at max level 25, 10d8 Death Strike. So let's go over this here. Death Strike does equal damage to enemies that that do not get the AG stat added to their dodge defense. Example of this is flanking. They don't see you or they are on the ground unable to move. So basically, boatload of extra damage. Toolkits. It's basically, oh gosh, dang it, God, spelling issues. Gosh, dang it, God, it's spelling. But yeah, basically, let's see. Yeah. Oh wow. Speed of hits 1 to 4. You get an extra attack that count for Death Strike damage to second attacks, unlike the normally when you do. So basically, normally when you attack as a rogue, normally you just do it once with your sneak attack, and you don't get or Death Strike as Goblin calls it, you don't get it again afterwards. That's because with your first hit, because normally they would realize you're dead by then. But with Speed of Hits, basically, you get Sneak Attack, every single attack in a row with a full round attack action. So, like, if you have, as Rogue here should have, in theory, yep, 4 attacks. Because the Rogue has 4 attacks, the Rogue gets basically the 1, 2, 3, 4 sneak attacks. X. Actually, no, wait. Goblin needs to adjust that. Yeah, actually, Goblin's gonna add rolling. Trade this to the wall attack once. Because the initial one still hits with the sneak attack, so Goblin has an extra one with the Fame. Goblin realizes, because the full round attack action, only 3 of these would be used up. So in theory, by adding this ability, it makes it so it's not useless, the extra 4th one. Yeah, basically. But you have to pick it. Yep. Basically, this makes it so, in theory, with just sneak with the death attack at max level alone, with the combo stuff. So basically 10, so that's 10 times 4, that's 40 times 8, without the weapons damage itself. Without the weapons damage or your strength considered. Oh yeah, you should. So Goblin's sister went and was a Kitsune wizard. Yeah, it was a Kitsune wizard with the gift of unarmed combat, making it so her unarmed strikes do more damage. But Kitsunes already get unnatural combat attacks, so it went even higher, and it was already pretty high, that she was dealing more damage melee combat wise than the actual melee characters as a wizard. And then she was messing around with the secret that she had, just so openly and terrifyingly useful. The Goblin realized, okay, Goblin needs to be a bit more clear on the rulings of that secret. But basically, people have done some insane combos already. Goblin hasn't really gotten to playtest enough to make sure everything's balanced. But yeah, that's the Rogue. Goblin wants to go to the Ranger. That's Barbarian. That is, which one is this? Oh, this is the Bard, isn't it? Passing by here. We're passing by the Music Man / Woman. That's the one that Goblin's keeping as its fun name because it's funny. Ah! Yes, here it is. The Ranger. So, they have some pretty cool stuff here, the Ranger. Let's see here. So basically, Hunters of Prey. Hey, here's the effect. It's very wordy, Goblin realizes that, but basically what they get is basically, if you do a specific type of monster that you are an expert hunter of, like plants, arachnid, or vermins, over time, if you have one of these, you gain these advantages over time. So if you have one of these, you gain advantages on smell checks, and if you have 2, you get blinds. If you have 2 of these, you get blindside 10 feet. Eat humanoids. If you have 1, you gain soul sight 10 feet, etc. So you get some pretty powerful buffs depending on what specializations of hunting you do. And then there's what the art of the sword, bow / animal. So you get to choose between 3 different arts of battle as a ranger, where you can gain someone who builds out battle style out like you like for yourself. So basically, you get to choose. If you choose the way of the sword, you gain dual wield weapons as a feat. You gain melee shot if you choose the way of the bow, and you gain an extra trained animal if you went with the way of the animal. Basically, Ranger, you get to have an army of pets if you went with the way of the animal, or get to do the same bow stuff, or in sword combat, and all these different unique powers with animals alongside hunting and special spells and capabilities. Yeah. Yeah, so which were the first selections? So animal choices normally, well, you get to have a large snake, wolf, shark, dire, eagle, medium dire rat, medium hedgehog, small dire rabbit. You can also have a fox, hunting dog, small bear, cursed mantis, and monkey are your choices. Yep. And that's all the explanations of its leveling up. Basically, all these classes have insane stuff. Actually, you can the ranger actually gets to fuse their animals too, or evolve them instead. So basically, let's see here. If you have a monkey and you choose to evolve it, it becomes a gorilla. If you evolve the wolf, it becomes a winter wolf. A small bear becomes a large bear. A fox becomes a dire fox. A medium dire rat becomes a cursed winged medium rat. So, large snake becomes a huge ice snake. Shark becomes a large fire shark. Dire eagle becomes a cursed eagle. Medium hedgehog becomes a radioactive hedgehog. Yes, there's radioactive hedgehogs. Deal with it. Hunting dog becomes hunting dark dog. Cursed mantis becomes cursed dark mantis. Fusion is what allows you to fuse 2 animals together. So like the fuse wolf with a snake. Wolf gains its fire attack plus its basic stat increases, etc. So if they had a bat, yeah, Goblin would be fine with that, because there's still ways to get around the echolocation, because there's only a limited range they can do that, and how they communicate with their pet. If they have to speak with animals, sure, they can just, but the animals are not smart enough to know every detail. So, yes, soul animal, Goblin just loves this. Your ability becomes strong enough that you gain a bonus from your animal's soul bonus to your attacks, and when it's in 30 feet of you, an animal gains the same from you. When you feel your souls become guards to the other. Yeah. Goblin when did that. Basically, it is wacky, and look what the ranger can get. Like, they can get a bolo of natural armor, dodge, defense, and some bolo boosts depending on what they choose to specialize in hunting. So, with that, Goblin wants to go with Death Knight, because Goblin wants to show Death Knight off very quick, and then we'll go back to... Yep, here we are. Working on the rest of the details. But Death Knight. So, Death Weapon, Death Armor, Cold Grab, Boiling Point, Nightmare Claw, Death's Ride, Death Knight's Aura, what? Life Restore, Powerful Scream, Improved Death Knight Weapon, Improved Death Knight Armor, Improved Cold Grab, Improved Boiling Point, Improved Death Knight's Ride, Improved Death Knight's Aura, Powerful Scream. Ooh, so right now, Tuna and Phil's group with Pixel, those 3 are right now finished shopping. They basically have taken some quests and added in, and they're about to go off and do quests. And the guild, they are forging. Right now, the guild hall is being built up. Basically, Timberfish has yet to finish drawing it, which is absolutely fine. I mean, it's going to be until next August 2nd, so next session, when Goblin has it happen with the others, hopefully the guild hall will be done by then, and then Goblin can let them go to it, see it for the first time, drop off the kids, and then they can go on the quest safely to get their stuff done that they had chosen to do. But basically, what Goblin is doing, because the D&D that Goblin is doing with them, it's 3.5e D&D, and Goblin's using that system, but it is based in the same world that Goblin is making here, as you can see. And so you can see just what kind of insanity Goblin makes usually. It's just like they're new to tabletop RPGs, and Goblin's not sure how they would handle such a project that is still very much in testing or named play testers, but yeah, so let's go over actually what's pretty cool about the Death Knight here, because no one wants to. Hmm. That is fair, that is fair. Actually, Goblin wants to. Let's go back to the Whale because, yeah, Goblin actually should focus on getting that finished with you. But, let's see here. Oh gosh, I know it. Let's see, Goblin's gonna. So, Goblin wants to check something here. Now, Goblin gets what you're meaning, and Goblin is grateful for your kind thoughts. And it's just like, Goblin just wants to go over the bonded, but also Goblin wants to try this really quick. So, Goblin's going to click this run 1 minute ad break. So, if it starts up an ad, let Goblin know. But Goblin thinks it's supposed to basically make it so you guys don't get ads. That's what Goblin wants to do with this. So, let's see if it works as Goblin thinks it does. So, Goblin will click it very quick, we'll check that, and then Goblin will talk to you about the insanity. Let's see what happens. Okay, so it's doing its ad break. Okay, very good. Gosh, so that's what's I've been doing. Ugh. Gosh, man. Oh gosh, what? Where? Okay, so that's annoying. Goblin cannot run snooze ads for some reason. It will not let Goblin click it. What the flip? Okay, so, well, Goblin confirmed annoyances, but Goblin doesn't mind taking ideas from us who want to express some ideas, creativity. Also, Goblin will, probably with Goblin's project, probably will take note of you in the credits of the Real Bowl. Also, when it comes to Well-Known at least, or since you have contributed by giving a pretty cool ability idea to Goblin, so Goblin will do that. But now, Goblin is trying to flip and figure out why Goblin cannot snooze ads. Why cannot Goblin snooze ads? Snoozes. Snooze the ads. Yeah, if Goblin ever gets this finished and published, Goblin will definitely make sure people are noted that should be. Oh, gosh, dang nabbit. Hmm. Is that jump ability really that evil? Goblin will have to think about it. Actually, no. Actually, that would be. So, Goblin wants to explain this right here. So, the two cleric talents of Game Owner's Choice, basically, whenever Goblin points that out within like talents or capabilities or gifts, it's meant to allow the game owner or DM to figure out how these stat blocks and stuff works and allow customization of the monsters that they use in their campaigns, etc. By allowing that customization to be there preemptively, should allow some unique creativity, but not for all creatures, of course, just some of them, to allow people to learn how the game system works and what are better with some creatures and what are not positive features of some creatures. So, yeah, it's basically meant to encourage creativity. And, let's see here. Jump. 10 plus 10. Why not? And you know what? It's probably that's enough skills. Just jumping and the swimming. Skills. Now let's see here. Attacks. Fin slap. Or water spray. Range 45, 20, 75 feet cone. Plus 6 to hit. Damage is 3d6 plus 5. Yeah, a Goblin Will should be something to note to mark that the Well Nor is definitely terrifying in some ways with that falling ability, the Well and Jump. And, yes. Goblin mark what? Bonded effect. So the bonded effect. What does it do? Don't know that, but Goblin's thinking very intensely. So, but for now, 40 and plus 40, that is a 60 hit points. And then oh, gosh dang nabbit. Well, that's weird. Oh well. And then damage is to the 10 plus 2. Don't give Goblin ideas. That actually weird. So, Breach. As other action, well, nor gets to let out a screech, which that does double damage in water, but in water. Gosh. In a 30-foot cone, dealing to the 8th on land. Use resist save of DC 21 to take half damage. DC 31 with the bonded effect. And Goblin wants to clarify the real bowl. The thing is with this monstrosity creation that Goblin has with you, that you've given ideas for Goblin, thank you by the way, is that with this type of creature, the bonded, the players can get this as an ally, because they can make a bonded contract with the Wellnor and make the Wellnor stronger. They can get the Wellnor as an ally. This thing is pretty cool. And that's not the end of what the bonded can do. Oh, no. Because you forgot Goblin hasn't finished the bonded effect and what it adds on to the insanity of this creature. And plus, yeah. Goblin's thinking here, logistics speaking. Yeah, with how this creature is built, the Wellnor is definitely gonna be terrifying if Goblin, because here's the reality, the real ball. Goblin's players, like Tuna Fish and Phil, they are gonna meet some bonded and make some contracts possibly with some of the bonded creatures. So if Tuna Fish and the others find out about this, they may try and go for a whale deliberately. But so are the other ones, all of them are terrifying in some way. Besides, like, other creatures are far more scary as you put in your idea. There's basically huge slime that's a challenge level 25 that is a world apocalyptic threat, because this lava slime, basically you need special armor for in order for your gear and stuff not to be melted by it. Because its heat is so powerful, you need special gear not to die from its presence alone. And it spits out more lava slimes. Lava slimes for days. And the lava slimes that he spits out can spit out lava slimes. How big was the lava slime that Goblin made at challenge level 25? Goblin is going to find the lava slime again. Yeah, Goblin just had to allow that message to come forward. Hmm. So wait, the reason why they screech is because there's something hurting it. So if you want to bond, you need to help it without dying, or is this too complicated? Hmm. Yeah, it's sometimes a bit finicky, the real ball, but Goblin gets what you mean, and yeah, Goblin can take note of that. What you mean with that screech ability? Goblin can probably note of the effect, but Goblin does want to show off the lava slime because oh, Goblin loves this thing, so cool. So, oh yeah, oh it's a 24, right? Also, duck with a sword. That's all there is to it. It's a normal duck with a sword. That's all the duck of the sword is. A duck with a sword. That's all it is. You know what? Goblin one makes the reference this now, and next time Goblin does D&D with Goblin's players, Goblin will probably just have a random duck with a sword just show up and just stare at them. Content. Oh yes, that duck knows what the duck did. But that aside, yes, here. So it's a giant size lava slime. So basically, let's see here. Very weak dodge defense, very good blocking defense, and its land speed is pretty terrifyingly quick. It has insane amount of health. And let's go over what it can do. Eats everything. Basically can eat everything. That's what slime does. It eats everything. If you only 3 times a day, use slime attack throw. It has +5 skin armor. Everything burns. Anything that is not fireproof burns. And those within the fire burn 2d6 fire damage per round. Lava ball. Oh, this is a attack. Does 20d 60 20 damage plus 45 damage. Range is 100 feet. Splash area 30 feet. With plus 33 chance to hit. Hit. That is actually very fitting. Goblin Met. No, this is not. This is gonna be like final boss level threat. This is a level challenge level 40, 24 in Goblin's project. That means there's a challenge level 20 minimum in Goblin's world. They are not ready for this thing. Also, whenever it melts, posts enchanted weapons on attack, it heals 160 hit points. And it also has a 70% chance of, when spitting out lava balls to spawn small lava slimes, while 50% chance for medium lava slimes. So basically half the time when spitting lava ball, medium lava slimes will pop up. 30% chance of a large lava slime spitting out a lava ball. 30 feet area is a melting heat, does damage of 3d10 per round. Shoot 5 lava balls per attack in different paths. So basically, every attack has a standard action, just goes 5 lava balls, roll percentile chance for each spawning. So that means 1 lava ball can spawn in a small, medium, and large lava slimes. Which, by the way, large lava slimes can also spit out lava slimes. So yeah, that's the lava slime for you. Oh, and they're very hard to hit because of the slime body. They can't run and only have two actions, which is basically attack and move. So, but I think the lava slime has made its presence known just by a slime throw attack, 17 to hit 4d10. Yeah, Goblin made something terrifying. Do you get with what Goblin stats have here? Do you get why Goblin calls it a challenge level 24 now? Because you need lava-proof armor or fireproof gear to not have it melt and heal from your enchanted weapons. Because if you have a non-fireproof enchanted sword, it will just melt it. It will just melt. Oh, the Goblin forgot to mark the area. Goblin forgot to mark the range of the feet of the effect. So, yeah, Goblin's gonna make it so it's clear, so it's a 20 feet area effect. So, yeah, basically 20 feet around this huge, giant-sized lava slime, which to clarify is the biggest that a lava slime can be. So, like, there's the small lava slimes with the size of, like the size of a small slime is like the size of a goblin, medium, human size, large, troll size, huge. That is the size of like a very big, like a whale. Giants, they're the size of giants. So like the 30 to 40 feet range in size. Yeah. Also, you can play as Slimes and Goblins Project with the Oddie Slime playable race. Well, is the Goblin made playable again? Like Goblin made so there was small giants. Small giants are playable, right? Yeah, small giants playable. Are skeletons playable again? Because Goblin made undeads playable, etc. Basically, Goblin's made a lot of races playable in the monster guide, so people can play a lot of wacky things. But let's get back to the whale noise. So, page 50. Okay, the real ball. You better not spoil a Fang the Tuna, or Phil, or anyone. But there is a mimic already in the game, and they have not found it. It is still with them, and they have not found it. Do not spoil. Goblin's so excited. So, do you remember the session? Because Goblin just wants to tease you what Goblin has planned. Do you remember the session where basically Tuna Fish and Ears had basically barely defeated the demon? It was like one of the very first ones where Tuna Fish and Ears barely defeated the demon girl within the neck and saved the witch, and basically they got their first set of loot ever, and they saved the wedding. You remember that the wedding quest bowl, the real bowl? So remember how Tuna Fish got that billowing cape, just flew out the window and landed on her? You know that billowing cape? You know that cape that goes, whoop? It's not just a billowing cape. It's not just that. Oh, it's not. There's a reason it flew out that window out of nowhere. It's called another party threw it out of its hot air balloon after it tried to eat them. And very good. Goblin is excited because Goblin is actually secretly tracking what the players are doing and how she's interacting with the cloak. And it is getting food, but it's not eating any of the players. But that's because it's smartened. It learned from its mistake with the hot air balloon situation because it should have died from that fall, but because it got lucky, it didn't. And the mimic has learned, okay, so eating people will get me killed. I need to find other ways of food at this point, because I have failed multiple occasions to get food. What to do? I guess I can hire this lady for now as she wields me so happily. It's weird. But I need food. So it's been secretly eating little scraps of food from everyone's finished meals, or when they try and store it up, or when they leave some left over, secretly goes off tuna during the night and goes and eats the food that's left over. So it has been eating leftovers, making sure there's none left over. Party hasn't questioned what's happened to leftovers yet, so yeah. Goblin is excited for when Goblin starts hinting at the fact that there's something strange about the cape. But for now, Goblin's just excited for the chaos that will unfold, but let's get the bond and fix stuff done. Game. And having bonded. Bonded effect. Game plus memory. 2 points, hit points. And let's see. And the 10 plus 40 more. 4 hit points. Plus 3 to hit for all attacks. That hits. And plus 2d. 4 more damage. Plus 10 range. 50 range. For Screech. And water. Spray. Change it from every 10 feet or to the 10 damage from Wellen jump to every 5 feet. Now this to Goblin, the wheel ball. What happens when it changes from travels every 10 feet to jump, every 5 feet to jump in the air, out of water, or land for damage? What happens? What happens? So basically, like every 10 feet the jump happens and the fall happens. Every 10 feet does 2d10 damage per 10 feet. So that means it is like, Golin's doing math. If it was like 100 feet fall, it is basically 10 times 2 to make it 20 times 10, and 10 damage max, which would be, so like the maximum damage possible would be let's see here. It's 2 times 10, and it's 20. And then 20 times 10, and makes it. So it can have 200 damage max, normally, when it's non-bonded. But what happens when it's changed from 10 feet to every 5 feet? So the calculation is a bit different. Because now it does 2 d10 damage per 5 feet of the jump and falling. So that means, let's do the calculations here. So, Goblin's thinking here. It would be like more like 2 times 20, then in calculation terms, just doubling it up, basically. And then 40 times 10. 400 hit points of damage from 100 feet fall. Does that make sense? What Goblin's saying? Yes. Yes, we did. But that's because you have to consider the placement of the monster. Because if the DM is evil enough, the DM will set it up to where it's the perfect scenario just to have a boatload of bonded Eleanor to all jump off into a chasm together where all the party is to cause that humongous area where the players basically cannot escape and have to avoid all that fall damage. You have to consider, like, they also take fall damage from this. They still get injured from the fall. So, it's going to hurt them just as much as it hurts the players being flattened by a huge whale that can take human form and walk. Goblin is weird. Well, technically giant form, it can't be. Goblin actually may need to give it because, well, it's huge. It's not giant in size, it's huge in size, so that means it's bigger than a troll, but it's not bigger than a giant. So that means trolls go to, it's around the 20 to 30 feet range in height. Still abnormally big and can't fit in most houses. Yeah. So it's fairly balanced, because if they do too risky of a fall and don't hit anyone, especially if they jump too early or too late, because there's still time to consider with traveling distance of fall, and players have quick, and if players are able to react fast enough before the calculation needs to happen, they should be fine. That's why Goblin also gave him a boatload of hit points, because if you look how many hit points they gained while having the bonded effect, yeah, this Gideon's gonna be a tanky, nightmarish beast. We'll see what happens. But, yeah, Goblin's gonna probably finish off the Chef Rat, and then probably head out and be done. Probably. It is getting pretty later than Goblin expected. Goblin misspelled Chef, gosh dang it. Okay, Goblin's just do regular Rat, and we should find it. Chef Rat, here we are. Okay, so Goblin will remove this. Can you take a guess what Goblin's gonna do with this insanity? Goblin just loves these guessing games. Balance. Oh! Oh! Oh my goodness. That is terrifying. The idea of invisibility potion being used on the whale as it falls down such speeds, that's... It's a chef rat. Come on. Goblin references earlier. What chef rats do you know? Go on, tell Goblin. A chef rat. What kind of rat cooks? Yeah, thank you, thank you. Yes, Goblin is making Ratatouille in Project. Because this is not D&D, it's Goblin's own personal tabletop RPG Insanity. So, yeah. Alright, going to got 2 hit points, so let's do 1d12 plus 5, which means it's 11. And then speed 25 feet land, 10 feet swim. Yep. Remy showed some pretty good swimming skills, that's all Goblin say, because Remy was able to handle some quite ridiculous scenarios and survive a lot. So, well, Remy is a chef. Remy cooks. Remy is the head chef of Ratatouille. Come on. It's not obvious. It's so obvious. But the goblin misspell chef. Gosh dang nabbit. Oh gosh dang nabbit, Adbot. Let's see here. Goblin will ban this little Adbot. So you are bot. Goblin's gonna. Come on, let Goblin do something. Here we are. Basically, ban the bot. Goblin doesn't tolerate bots. No mercy. Get out of here. There's so many things that they don't deal with. So Goblin's double checking. The charity has still raising more Iron Mouse immunity deficiencies. Goblin's just going and checking. The charity that Goblin is supporting by sharing it is gone up from it's gone up to 87521 no 411. Yeah, Goblin's just gonna copy and paste how much they've earned. How much the charity has earned. Because Goblin cannot pronounce this earnings so far. There we go. That's how much charity has earned. Which Goblin is glad, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, let's see here. Oh yeah, Goblin should probably link this again in it for the last part of the stream. Just to make sure that it does not get forgotten. This is all about supporting this charity, which Goblin agrees with. Yeah. The Chef Rat Human Pilot. If a human person is willing, a chef rat can control by moving the hair, the movements and actions, whose functions making Also giving the human an extra standard action. Yeah, that's always pretty powerful. This capability. Having a chef rat as an ally actually would be pretty cool. And if the chef rat forces itself to pilot someone against their will, then they must make the humanoid must make DC 18 will save to get free of the rat. Cooking healing. The chef rat's food cooked. The chef's rat's food that is made by a rat that when controlling or not controlling a humanoid doesn't matter, but it does heal 1d10 hit points of damage for eating the food. Yeah, that sounds like enough capabilities. That's pretty unique building way for a rat, and it allows some unique ways players could definitely play with this or look into this. Like, so, if someone wants to be a rat player, the chef rat, they could definitely figure it out. It would be weird, but it could work. Or have a pet chef rat. That would be interesting. But yeah, with that, Goblin didn't expect it to go this long. Dang. Goblin usually gets a bit too exhausted, but Goblins managed to get two important creatures done. Hmm. Actually, you know what? Goblin wants to go for one of the ones that's a bit further down and try and get a little bit done with it. One more. Let's get one more in. Let's see, Sirens. Ah, here we are. Some of the ones that Goblin added later on. Lara, Shapeshifter, Medium. The Spectre. Which one should Goblin do? Yeah. The Screamer. Right, what myth was this from? Because Goblin got this from a certain myth. The Screamer. Um. Myth. Oh, did Goblin make Banshees playable? Because like when Goblin looked up the Screamer and all that, apparently it's Banshees also related to Screamers, the Screamer often, but Goblin should have made Banshees playable last Goblin checked. Let's make this a challenge rating 7 creature. Let's give it with its kind of capabilities. Yeah, let's go with that. This and this. But it's very low on that and this. Its presence is very disturbingly Aura. Goblin actually will give it some aura that's actually useful. Maybe make it a bit of a magical screen. That'll be very interesting. And then senses, it has little none. And its soul, let's say it's bit filled, but very weak with its capabilities. But and then mind, it's weak in mind defense. Dodge defense, it's pretty good. Blocking defense, it is very nice. And missile defense, it's that in. Yeah. Now, let's see here. Gifts, let's see here. None. Uh, none. Now, Goblin will reiterate for anyone in the future, for anyone that ever comes and watch or even looks for a little bit and wants to interact, Goblin will allow people who come and interact with Goblin streams, teams, and come and socialize. Basically, if you so wish, you can come in and add in ideas to Goblin's project. Goblin will note you if Goblin ever gets this published. You will be noted in the book. But if you so wish to chat and add in some ideas for some of these creatures, please let Goblin know. And with that being said, let's begin finishing this here. Let's see. Stats, stuff like that done. Secrets, gifts, talents, none. Goblin's gonna focus mainly on specials for this one. Skills, Goblin's gonna give it none actually. Goblin has some unique plans for it. Speed, it's gonna be extremely fast on land. It's gonna be a fast one. And so, actually, no way. Goblin can have. Let's give it actually this, and then 100 feet teleport. If that sounds, yeah, that actually sounds cool. So we'll give it a natural speed of teleportation, 100 feet, and hit points. The census challenge range 78 plus 45. So it will have. I will do math here. 7 times 8 divided by 2. 28 plus 45. 73. So 73 average with just regular math, not the nice rolling odds math. Oh. 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 Yeah, Yeah, Goblin's brain is just not able to think of special stuff right now. So, or maybe no, Goblin can finish this. Goblin can finish this one. Let's see here. So, if it's gonna be like what Goblin's thinking, it needs first to scream. And its only attack is punch. Yes, punch. And it does. It's gonna be able to punch 3 times actually. Actually, with what Goblin is thinking, yeah, let's do this. Damage 4d6 plus 1. Hurts itself with every punch for 2 1d10 hit points. For every hit point of damage, the screen does an extra plus 3 points of damage to those hit. 45 feet cone, standard action, 2D, 4d6 plus 5 damage, DC 30, resist, save. Okay. Now, with that being done, it has a very good capability. Soul Pain. For every 10 hit points of damage it does to itself or others doing to it in one day, it gets 20 feet or 10 hit points. Actually, no, that's going to be a bit too ridiculous. 10 feet, make it 10 feet. That attacks the soul that dealing 1 point of soul that damage round those in the or her 10 hit points of damage. Yeah, that's strong enough. Dang, that kind of damage is over time, if it's injured enough at some point. Yeah, Goblin actually made something pretty it's pretty good. Okay, it's not. Yeah, it's unique capabilities, teleportation, its capabilities. Oh, and vanishing. Yeah, let's actually give it vanishing. Yeah. If it gets low to, if it gets to about 25% of its health away from hitting 0 hit points, it will auto teleport away from danger as a free action and be able to use it as a swift action for 1 time. It can be teleported back with finding its by attacking the shadow left behind. Blocking defense to hit shadow is 30. Actually, no, 25 would be more visible. 26, yeah. And okay, that's enough difficulty. That's enough. But yeah, cool. With that being said, it's nearly been 2 hours of streaming and Goblin. Yeah, Goblin's definitely not the long-term streaming type of long periods of streaming, but it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much to Beerbowl for coming along and interacting. Goblin was sad about that bot coming in, but thank you for everyone else that looked and hanged out either with the YouTube or Twitch chat. Goblin will now raid someone, and let's see here. Who should Goblin raid? Let's filter and see if there's anyone in particular that I'm following. The Goblin is following the Goblin wants to support. Ooh, maybe not this time around. Not this time around. It's been a while since Goblin interacted with her. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna be rating Bella Mythos. She's a pretty cool streamer in Goblin's opinion. She's very nice. She is right now playing that Horse Anime Girl game. Goblin does not get the appeal of it personally, but yeah. Thank you, everyone, and let us raid Bella Mythos.